Jump mines. In my night vision, I can see something following her. Lots of somethings. They're the size of rabbits, but their leaps carry them farther than any living creature. And I don't think rabbits come in packs of 100 or hunt humans. Cole steps onto the hoverboard. Let's go. I jump on as it lifts into the air. We lean into motion, skimming downhill, loose stones skittering under the wash of our lifting fans. With 2 people aboard, our top speed isn't much. Zura is running almost even with us, her surged legs taking inhumanely long strides. When I glance back, the things are getting closer. They look more like one-legged frogs than rabbits, their heads wrapped in camo skin, set to blend into the rocks. Their single feet are gleaming jackknives of metal that fling them high into the air. I have no idea what happens if they catch us. A stream of cracks come from above, the specials firing down from the cliffs. One of the jumping machines is hit and goes careening sideways. It crashes into the side of the gorge and bursts with a blinding pulse of light. The shockwave hits a second later, swatting us off the hoverboard. We go tumbling down the sandy slope. When I bounce back to my feet, the taste of blood is in my mouth. The blast lingers in my night vision. I can barely make out Cole, who's been knocked to his hands and knees. Zura skids to a halt to pull him to his feet. The board is just ahead of us, swerving to a riderless stop. I jump on the board and look back at our pursuers. My pulse knife might take out 2 or 3 of them, but not dozens. What are they? I yell. Zura lifts Cole back onto the board. Jump mines. My tutors have never mentioned those. We lift off again. If there was only one of us on this board, maybe we could climb higher than the mines can jump, but I'm not volunteering to step off. Covering fire streams down from the cliffs, 2 waves of mines break off and head up the slopes, hunting the specials protecting us. The special back at the hover car might have heard the explosion. I hope she can fly and shoot at the same time. The car's firepower would come into handy about now. I've got the plasma gun, but I don't know how big its blast is, or if the recoil will knock me off the board, or if the plasma rings are bright enough to see from the orbit, bringing the entire Shrev army down on us. Cole's confidence in my judgment may have been misplaced. I hit the priming trigger. The gun begins to whine, its hydrogen battery growing hot. I glance back. Maybe 20 of the mines are still after us. The rest are climbing up after the commandos. The sooner I fire, the safer all of us will be. Brace for a weight shift, I shout in Cole's ear. What are you? I leap from the board, skidding to a halt in the dirt. The gun's ready light turns green. I shoulder the stock, aiming at the cluster of jump mines closing in on me, and fire. A spheromac of plasma spills from the rifle like a smoke ring made of lightning and flame. It streaks across the desert, lighting up the hills around us. Bright as daylight, the jump mines bounding across its path flash into nothing. The plasma ring keeps going. Mines crash together in its wake, drawn into the sudden column of the turbulence. I've aimed high enough that the plasma ring doesn't take down a cliff. It just streaks away into the atmosphere, a wrathful angel of flame. There are still a dozen mines leaping toward us. More rifle fire comes from specials above, taking out 1, 2. I drop the hot, expensive plasma gun, draw my knife. Fray! Cola's come around on the board, ready to pick me up, but Zura leaps on with him and tilts them into motion. Wait! Cole yells, but he's the heir to House Palafox, and Zura is stronger and determined to save him. The board makes a wobbly turn and flies away. Just a bodyguard doing her job, I guess. I turn to face the jump mines. Only 8 are left coming at me, but on the cliffs above, a dozen more have reached one of the commandos. A mine soars over him, explodes in midair. He falls. The other commando is still shooting. More mines fall to the ground and twitch. How many can my pulse knife take out? 2, 3? Racing away ahead, Cole is invisible in his sneak suit, but Zura's arm shows a bright smear of body heat. She's been hit, her suit ripped open. Another explosion sounds from the cliffs above. The covering fire goes silent. I'm alone now. All I can do is run. Then, from the darkness ahead comes a sound, lifting fans. The hover car rises into view, its engine a bright constellation against the black sky. I switch off my night vision just in time. The guns open up with a blinding salvo, fletchless, tearing up the desert behind me. As the car swoops a meter over my head, the rotor wash sends me sprawling. A moment later, the mines chasing me have been cut to pieces. The car slews to a halt in the narrow gorge. No, I stand up waving. Keep moving. The jump mines up on the cliffs are leaping back down. They fall on the hover car like exploding hail, pounding its armor. An engine fractures and white-hot pieces fly in all directions. I drop down and cover my head. The hover car tips over, hits the ground, cracks open. 2 of the fans are still spinning, sending what's left of the machine skidding sideways toward a deep gorge. The car tumbles in and down, racks of burning ammunition crackling as it falls. I stand up, stunned and deafened. There are exactly 2 jump mines left, and they've spotted me. They leap through the smoke and burning wreckage 20 meters away and closing. I let my pulse knife fly. It sweeps through the first one, which explodes, knocking the knife off course. It catches the second with a glancing blow. The mine crashes and rolls across the ground, landing at my feet. I stare down, waiting for it to detonate.